Hello, welcome on House News. Indonesian House hosted the 17th IPA Caucus, bringing together IPA member parliaments. The caucus is as platform to review the implementation of IPA resolutions, exchange perspective on pressing regional and global issues, and strengthen parliamentary cooperation in support of ASEAN centrality.
The 70th ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, or IPA Caucus, provides a platform for ASEAN parliaments to discuss regional issues and increase collaboration. The meeting also serves as an opportunity to review progress on previously agreed resolutions and advance shared priorities. Through its participation, the House is strengthening parliamentary diplomacy and promoting regional cooperation toward peace, stability, and sustainable development. The changing global environment creates new challenges for ASEAN, particularly as geopolitical tensions rise and pressure on the multilateral system becomes intense. ASEAN parliaments agree to enhance cooperation and promote regional stability. All delegates also reaffirm solidarity and ASEAN centrality as important principles for maintaining regional unity and responding to the complex challenges of the current global situation.
Sidang IPA Caucus kali ini berlangsung di tengah tantangan dunia yang semakin kompleks. Kita berhadapan pada situasi di mana penghormatan terhadap hukum internasional banyak dipertanyakan. Sistem multilateral mengalami krisis legitimasi dan kecenderungan unilateral yang terus meningkat. Situasi ini menuntut upaya kita bersama untuk memastikan perdamaian, stabilitas, dan kemakmuran yang telah kita nikmati bersama selama lebih dari 5 dekade tetap terjaga dan berkelanjutan. Dalam situasi inilah, IPA harus menegaskan komitmennya untuk memperkuat sentralitas ASEAN, yakni ASEAN sebagai penggerak utama dalam hubungan politik, ekonomi, sosial budaya, dan keamanan di kawasan.
ASEAN has an important role in shaping regional diplomacy and contributing to international discussions, with its influence growing beyond Southeast Asia. Therefore, ASEAN centrality is very essential as ASEAN navigates a more complex geopolitical landscape. The spirit of solidarity and sense of community among ASEAN members can provide a more stable environment for growth and investment. This become even more valuable as currently conflicts continue in parts of Europe and the Middle East.
Oleh karenanya kita ingin membuat IPA Caucus itu menjadi forum yang kita menyamakan visi kita, menyamakan arah kebijakan kita, sehingga ASEAN bisa maju sebagai regional yang aman dan bisa menjadi titik perkembangan ekonomi, tidak hanya ekonomi regional tapi juga perkembangan ekonomi secara internasional global. Salah satunya adalah kita bagaimana menjaga keamanan di regional ini, dan juga kita menginginkan keamanan regional ini menjadi suatu kepentingan bersama. Jadi kita menginginkan ada dialog bersama bagaimana kita bisa memaintain regional Asia Tenggara ini menjadi regional yang aman dan stabil, sehingga bisa menarik berbagai macam investasi internasional dan mereka yakin untuk bisa menanamkan investasi mereka di regional ASEAN.
IPA Caucus is not only a forum for ASEAN parliamentarians to meet, exchange views, or discuss regional issues. It has more practical role in following up on resolutions adopted at the IPA General Assembly. The caucus ensures these agreed resolutions are implemented by the parliaments of ASEAN member states. In this forum, the progress made in implementing IPA resolutions can be reviewed collectively, allowing member parliaments to assess whether their commitments are carried out and whether further action is needed. The final objective is to make sure parliamentary cooperation contributes to practical improvements and benefits for people across ASEAN rather than ending with agreements on paper.
Untuk meninjau implementasi resolusi-resolusi IPA, mengidentifikasi tantangan yang dihadapi oleh negara anggota, serta berbagai praktik-praktik terbaik yang dapat menjadi pembelajaran bersama. Melalui mekanisme ini, kita memastikan bahwa setiap resolusi IPA tidak berhenti sebagai komitmen normatif, tetapi benar-benar diterjemahkan menjadi kebijakan, program, maupun langkah-langkah legislatif yang bermanfaat nyata bagi masyarakat ASEAN.
The IPA Secretariat reports 52% of the resolution have been fully implemented. Another 22% have been partially implemented. Meanwhile, 18% have not yet been implemented. These figures provide a basis for joint evaluation by ASEAN parliaments, allowing them to evaluate the resolutions are effectively translated into concrete action and deliver tangible outcomes for the people of ASEAN. TVR Parliament reports.
The 17th IPA caucus in Jakarta promotes the role of women and young people as key actors in building peace across ASEAN. The forum also highlighted the need for stronger women's political participation, inclusive policymaking, and equal representation in public life.
Member of BKSAP of the House, Amelia Anggraini, reaffirmed the commitment to strengthening the role of women and young people as key actors in building peace, preventing conflict, and addressing various strategic challenges in the region. Amelia mentioned women and young people have an important role beyond being victims of prolonged conflict. They should also be engaged as a strategic partner in building sustainable peace. Therefore, she demands active involvement of women and young people in dialogue, policymaking, and decision-making at the parliamentary and government levels. Furthermore, Amelia emphasized the importance of the institutional support in strengthening women's roles, including through the Women's Political Participation and Leadership Platform, to boost women's participation and leadership across ASEAN member states.
Kita dapat memperkuat partisipasi dan kepemimpinan politik perempuan di negara-negara ASEAN dan Young Parliamentarians of IPA. Kita dapat memperluas keterlibatan atau perspektif generasi muda dalam merespon berbagai tantangan di kawasan. Namun perlibatan generasi muda ini juga harus menjangkau mereka yang berada di luar parlemen. Kita harus menyiapkan estafet berikutnya kepada generasi muda. Perdamaian inklusif itu memastikan bahwa perempuan dan generasi muda itu tidak hanya menjadi penerima manfaat dari perdamaian, tetapi juga memiliki ruang dan suara dalam membangun perdamaian itu sendiri.
In addition to peace and inclusivity, Amelia also identified climate change as a strategic issue requiring cooperation among ASEAN parliaments. Climate policies and the energy transition must be developed in a realistic and equitable manner, supporting regional targets without neglecting the domestic challenges faced by each member state. Hilman and Fajar, TVR Parliament, report.
The rapid development of artificial intelligence and the growing threat of cross-border cybercrime are among the key issues being addressed at the 17th IPA caucus. Indonesian lawmakers propose aligning AI and cybersecurity regulations among ASEAN countries to strengthen public protection across the region.
Vice Chairperson of BKSAP Muhammad Hussein Fadlullah encourages IPA Forum to accelerate regional AI regulations as a digital technology continues to evolve rapidly, creating new challenges in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence or AI, and the protection of women and younger generations. Hussein stated, establishing unified regulatory framework in ASEAN is important to protect digital sovereignty, strengthen personal data privacy, and promote the ethical and responsible development of AI. Digitalization and AI governance have become global priorities not only in ASEAN, but also in various international forums. Indonesia, along with several other countries, is developing AI regulations to balance technological advancement with public protection.
Ya tentunya, karena bukan hanya di ASEAN, tetapi di seluruh dunia dan seluruh forum-forum internasional mengenai masalah digitalisasi, ini juga ternyata dampaknya ada dampak negatif juga ya. Perkembangan digitalisasi itu juga ada kaitannya dengan perkembangan AI, yang dimana itu juga menjadi masalah, karena sampai sekarang tentunya Indonesia sendiri sedang menggodok undang-undang mengenai AI itu sendiri, dan di negara lain di ASEAN juga sama. Mereka sedang menggodok undang-undang tersebut, dan itu banyak menimpa. Kalau kita lihat scammer itu kan menggunakan AI ya, jadi mereka bisa deepfake, mukanya palsu, siapa yang ngomong, banyak orang tertipu. Nah ini biasanya antar kawasan ya, antar negara-negara ASEAN ini banyak tertipu.
In addition, Hussein hopes the 17th AIPA caucus can be a platform for ASEAN parliaments to increase collaboration in building a digital ecosystem that is safe, inclusive, and just. Enhanced cooperation among ASEAN parliaments on the responsible use of technology will bring greater benefits to the people. Hilman Hidayat, TVR Parliament, reports.
When we return, we have more updates from the Budget Committee of the House, so stay tuned on House News. The House Budget Committee appreciated the government's performance in implementing the 2025 state budget. However, more efforts are still needed to boost state revenue, achieve economic growth targets, and maintain fiscal sustainability.
The Budget Committee of the House highlighted the government's successful execution of the 2025 state budget. Spending remained aligned with policy priorities while ensuring fiscal stability was still maintained. The committee appreciated the state budget deficit remained under control at around 2.8% of GDP. The government also earned an unqualified opinion from the Audit Board and continued implementing national priority programs. Deputy Chair of the Budget Committee, Muhyiddin Muhammad Said mentioned the implementation of the 2025 state budget as well as various priority programs of the President had generally progressed well and in line with the mechanism set out laws and regulations. However, several areas still require improvement, particularly efforts to optimize tax revenue and accelerate economic growth. Tax revenue collection in 2025 reached only 1,197 trillion rupiah, equivalent to 87.6% of the target outlined in the state budget.
Saya kira realisasi tahun anggaran 2025 sudah berjalan dengan bagus. Untuk itu saya katakan bahwa kami di DPR memberi apresiasi kepada pemerintah bahwa apa yang telah digariskan di dalam program prioritas Bapak Presiden itu sudah berjalan dengan bagus. Dan saya kira kita minta supaya lebih disempurnakan lagi bahwa ada kekurangan, memang ada kekurangan. Tetapi kalau kita berupaya dengan maksimal, apa yang dicapai pada tahun 2025 ini sudah berjalan dengan bagus, sehingga nilai dari BPK itu suatu prestasi yang sangat luar biasa bahwa anggaran pendapatan dan belanja negara tahun 2025 itu sudah berjalan sesuai dengan mekanisme perundang-undangan yang lalu.
Additionally, Muhyiddin hopes the implementation of the Cortex tax administration system will facilitate services for taxpayers and also improving tax compliance and the effectiveness of state revenue collection. Muhyiddin also appreciated the government's decision in sustaining subsidized energy prices in 2026 to maintain people's purchasing power and ensure subsidies are allocated effectively. Andini and Movit, TVR Parliament report.
Commission 10 asked the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education to set specific education targets to achieve Golden Indonesia 2045. The targets include student literacy and numeracy, education programs roadmaps, and effective budget use.
Member of Commission 10 of the House, Latinro Latunrung, emphasized the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education must set clear, measurable, and regularly evaluated performance targets. Also, student literacy and numeracy indicators at several levels of education have improved. This achievement must be measured based on the set targets. This will determine whether the programs are delivering the expected results and whether the budget has been used effectively. Latinro pointed out each program should set specific target and measurable performance indicators, allowing the government to objectively assess the progress and analyze necessary improvements. Furthermore, establishing medium and long-term performance target is also important to achieve the vision of Golden Indonesia 2045. Latinro added every education program should have a well-defined roadmap with specific milestones that can be regularly monitored and evaluated.
Tetapi kalau tidak capai target pun, walaupun dia sudah plus atau meningkat dari tahun sebelumnya, ya kita mesti mempelajari juga kenapa target itu sampai tidak tercapai. Nah, kesimpulannya harusnya menurut saya Kemendikdasmen harus membuat kinerja-kinerjanya membuat apa-apa yang harus mereka melihat untuk dicapai pada tahun-tahun sehingga pada tahun 2045 yang direncanakan menjadi Indonesia emas. Nah, ini yang kami terus akan melihat dan terus akan melakukan pengawasan bagaimana target-target indikator target yang akan dicapai dan bagaimana pencapaiannya.
Commission 10 underlined tens of trillions of rupiah allocated to education must result in concrete improvements in education quality, ensuring that all students in Indonesia can benefit from better and more equitable educational outcomes. Fajar Antemi, TVR Parliament report.
And that's the House News for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.